we are a team from OpenZeppelin. You may know OpenZeppelin is mainly about Ethereum stuff, but we decided to enter the Polkadot field. And the thing that we are targeting is the new developers who want to spin up a Parachchain. We have prepared a generic Parachchain template that mostly every team can use, but they may want to do some changes, integrate some new palettes, but all of the stuff that is needed is already there. So we wanted to make a workshop a bit more practical. It will be quite boring to tell about what we included and what can be done with it. And especially Bruno did it just before us.
Yep.
Everything that could have been done, could you do with Substrate. So we've decided that we will spin up a relay chain, a local copy of Rococo, somewhere in the cloud. Then we will make all of you who want, take their laptop, build the Parachchain, and order some blocks against our relay chain with the use of our generic template. So these are basically the goals. If there is somebody who wants to do it, just like raise your hand. I understand that we are at the end of the day and everybody has consumed a lot more information. So I can just go through the steps for everybody just to be confident.
But let me quickly show you the steps. We will just clone this repository, run some predetermined commands, and commands like this. And in the end, you will have a working Parachchain template which is producing blocks against the relay chain that we deployed. Again, the main goal for this workshop is to, as OpenZeppelin, we are trying to bring standards of OpenZeppelin to new runtime templates that will allow new projects to just focus on their business logic and not even creating the runtime template itself, because we are providing it, and with this workshop, we are trying to showcase that, how easy it is to launch a Parachchain, right?
Yep, that's it.
Let's go.
So our first step would be just to clone these two repositories. So this repository, especially for the workshop, is containing all of the materials that are needed through the workshop. This one is our first runtime. I expect our next runtimes that are not generic to appear in this repository. So it will be EVM runtime in future. It will be DeFi template.
NFT.
And NFT in the furthest future. Yeah. So if you will just type in this link, all of the links will be in the repo. So I'm sorry, I have not thought about adding a QR code.
Yeah, sorry about that. But
I can maybe throw it out to the chat, at least, just to have it.
Yeah, we have time. We have time.
More visible. Repositories. Polkadot runtime. Share. Link. I have dropped it to the main chat of conference, the link to this repo.
Okay, if you are ready, let's continue to next step.
Yeah, so basically you need to install Cargo. Without Cargo, it just won't work. And you need to add the WASM target for Cargo for you to compile the runtime, especially. If you have not ever done Substrate development, especially on MacBook, you might need some additional dependencies like protobuf, I guess, and that's it basically. So if your build will ask you to do something in the next phase,
follow the compiler suggestion.
not like follow the it won't help you there, but just like call me and I'll come and help you. After that, like, if you have already a Polkadot wallet installed, that's cool. Please create an address, and I will drop you some tokens because we will interact with the relay chain.
Which Telegram chat should we use?
There's a link to Telegram chat in the repo.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah. And in this Telegram chat, if you'll drop me an address, I will just send you some tokens on that chain.
Okay, the link is like that. I will paste it on Visual Studio Code and make it bigger.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's wait for a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have at least a person joined. That's a success. Yeah, thank you. And like, create any address that you will be able to use and just drop it to me. I will send you some tokens.
If you are still typing, raise your hand. I will wait more. If we are all done, I can continue.
Yep.
Okay, waiting.
Like 4 people, 3 people there already.
Okay. You good? Repo.
The repo.
Let me show it. Okay.
Not working? Let me try to help you.
Well, I brought this and
Got it?
Yeah. I just need to hide my mic from the...
Okay, so if you join the Telegram chat, you can drop your
addresses?
addresses, like copy it from Polkadot wallet, and drop them in the chat, and we can send you some tokens so that you will be able to deploy your Parachchain.
First one is out.
Okay.
Second one.
This will be the most time-consuming step, I assume.
I think the most time-consuming step will be to compile the palettes to the template, because like it takes
cargo
time.
build release. Yeah, that's what I'm...
This one. Oh, yeah. This one, the most time-consuming. So basically, we have enabled a new feature that is currently getting released on the Rococo, not yet enabled. It's async backend. To test the async backend, you need the relay chain to also support it. So what async backend gives you? Async backend gives you an ability to have 2 seconds of execution time instead of half a second that you are basically that you usually have on the relay chain, and that's a big limitation. And 6 seconds for a block instead of 12 seconds. So we have enabled in our templated just by using a feature. So if you want to start building with our template, and you like edit your own palettes, you just enable this feature, and it will work with an async backend enabled. But you can still like opt to go with just a simple release build.
Up to you.
Yeah. So if you've cloned so these steps should be done from our repo polka.runtime template, if you have already cloned it. I think we should like drop a link
To repo?
to the repo, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it. To the repo, to our chat.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the repo that we will use.
So basically pick either of the commands and let them run in the background because there will be other steps.
Yeah, just like let your computer work through this, and after that we will go. This one will require it built, yeah.
But in the meantime, we can
go to the Relation app. I'll drop the link to the chat as well for more visibility.
So what we are going to do now is that you will open the browser. We will send you the link. You will go into the Polkadot.js app link, and then you can register your Parachchain ID. In the browser, there is this field which is underlined. You can click here, and it will suggest you an ID. You can just pick the suggested ID. You have to note it. Please don't forget it. It will be a 4-digit number.
Yep.
So just note it in somewhere, like your notepad or something like that, and that's it. And after this command is completed, you can run.
So yeah, we'll basically go to the process of editing the chain spec. If you ever used a thing like ZombieNet, it mostly handles all of these on your own, but it's on your local network. If you will want to run against like a global Rococo, just to test your template, you will definitely have to work with your chain spec and edit it. So this is step of 4 generation. You know what I can do there, just to speed everybody up?
Sure.
I think I have it built already in my, on my machine, and I can generate the plain chain spec for everybody.
Okay.
No, I don't have it built, unfortunately. Yeah, happens.
Pulse check. How many of you are done with the release command?
We have like 2 people who have received tokens.
Okay.
And what else? I don't know how many people have built already.
Then who is still building? Can I see hands? 1.
And
okay.
Dependencies.
Yeah, this one. Okay.
This one,
okay.
yes. Maybe we've sped up.
We have time. We have time.
Sorry, what?
Deck? What do you
the slides?
yeah.
There is a repo. Give me a second. We make the deck available, yeah, but also we can make the repo available with. It's easier to copy paste from it. Yep, that's the repo. Which you can just go through the steps one after another. So it's basically the same content as the.
I also sent a link in Telegram and made the deck available. So anyone can view the template. Sorry, view the link.
With the link, yeah, can view
presentation.
I decided that I'll build it with you as well.
Sure. So I will quickly glimpse through all the steps because I believe we are all proceeding at different speeds and you already have the access to slide. What will happen is you have to change the name, make it a unique one, doesn't matter what it is. You have to change the ID, again, make it unique, doesn't matter what it is. Same goes for protocol ID. For the Parachchain ID, in this step, you asked for a Parachchain ID from the browser, which you probably saved. You will use that in here, replace this value with the Parachchain ID you got from this step, and use the same value for here as well, and just save the chain spec you generated with this command. And then we will generate the raw chain spec from the plain chain spec.
Yeah, and it will be just used when you are running the node. So it basically contains the runtime encoded. Yeah.
And then
we will start connecting to the relay. For this, we need the genesis state. It's like the original state of your parachain, from which it will make the state transitions. Like Bruno was talking about state transitions. And validation code is a code that will check your transitions from one state to another. So it's basically it's a derivation of your runtime, I would say. And after that, we will just run it. So as a result, so it's not like a big process.
Yeah, that's
this
it.
template. Yeah. So we are like if you are already building the release version, then we are halfway through.
Exactly. And in this step, you will run 2 different terminal sessions. One of them will be Alice, the second one will be Bob. And if every step was successful, your parachain should be generating or producing blocks at this step. So basically that's it for our presentation. We have 30 minutes left. We dedicated this time to help you if you encounter some problems for the deployment and following the steps. And you already have access to slides. At this time, you feel free to raise your hand, ask for questions if you're feeling stuck or if something went wrong. We will be able to come and help you.
So I'm just curious. So is the plan for OpenZeppelin to then have your own relay chain testnet?
No. We are not planning to have our relay chain testnet. So exactly, there is already Rococo. It's getting decommissioned, we know. There is Paseo. You can use it. So our business is not in giving the infrastructure, but providing the open source software and security. So that's what we do. We will provide you a good template that you can just clone, build, and use, as the same as we did with contracts. Clone, build, and use, and then you are just going to production. If you want to upgrade, you do it. We will provide some migrations, some updates. We will try to keep it up to date with the versions. So currently it uses 1.7.0 because 1.8.0 just went out days before we head out to this conference.
Yep.
So we had no time to update it to 1.8.0. Yeah.
Can we get the mic here? Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes. So the idea is that this will be like the binaries of your own parachain that you can have, and these artifacts, and then you can select to deploy them on testnet like Rococo or Paseo.
Exactly.
Generally speaking, yes. With almost the same guide, you are just changing. Could you please go to the last slide? Yeah, this one. You are just changing here the commands. In the commands, the chain spec of the relay chain, and you are doing these steps. This step, the relay chain app, you're just going not like to our testnet, but to Paseo. And that's basically it.
Yep.
So that's why we are interested in some collaborations with teams who are providing the infrastructure. We can provide the templates.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and
After the conference more to see how we can integrate it in
Yeah.
infrastructure deployment tool. Yeah. Cool.
Because we also like looking for adoption.
yeah, and just building the templates, like we also wanted to showcase that, yeah, we built a template and it is working.
So I'm curious. So I think the value is especially valuable if fooling things like if you have an EVM with already pre-configured even the HRMP channels, potentially the code is available to open on Asset Hub, and then with Snowbridge, something like that would work, like as a whole go-to-market end-to-end. But how much of this is actually going to be, you know, in a template, and how much of it is actually going to be some kind of government's voting?
Well,
Yeah.
about their HRMP channels, it will be like a point of discussion between the chains,
Yeah.
for sure. For our side, from our side, what we will try to do, we will try to provide an EVM template that will work like the Ethereum mainnet. So the goal would be you are taking an app in Solidity from Ethereum mainnet, deploy to the to the templated chain Parachchain, and with some steps during the porting, it works. So you are changing the addresses that are hard-coded. You are changing some of the interfaces, and it works. So that's the idea of our EVM template. Maybe we will bring some precompiles that will have some RPC calls and functionality inside Solidity to work the same way as it works on Ethereum mainnet. So we would enable some services. So that's our goal. I know that Snowbridge provides a bridge between Ethereum and Polkadot. Well, our services are a bit orthogonal. So we have a crossing point for sure, but we are not like doing the same thing. I try to imagine how can we interact with each other. It may be useful, like if we are going to extreme concepts, like some contract from Ethereum tries to call contracts from Polkadot, but I think it's too big of an assumption for now.
Yeah, I think if you can just do the Asset Hub point of view, so yeah, just some kind of integration to Asset Hub, I think that's sufficient, because Snowbridge actually just relies on your existing connection, your HRP channel to Asset Hub.
That's a good idea, yeah. Asset Hub would help.
But the issue with that is, you know, HRP, opening HRP, it's a governance proposal. So some of it might be, you know.
Well, you know, it's not like on our side of the responsibility. That's the problem, the governance. Because we can provide the software part that supports opening channel to HRMP. But the opening the channel, the government request, would be up to the chain deployer, who will use our template. So it's like, but it would be an easier process for the chain deployer, because we as OpenZeppelin will say, like, this code is good. You can, so there will be more trust for this proposal. Yep, so a little bit back to the drawing board. Have anybody built the binary already? Still building, good. Yeah, so the last steps are like the longest ones. So like the last packages, they're like slow, 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 slow.
Yeah. So you probably heard many Rust developers complaining about compile times. That's what you see, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you plan to work on after these templates? Like, do you plan to work on more complex examples, configuration tools?
Yep. So the on the road part is determined as EVM template first, and then DeFi, and then NFT. After finalizing these three products, we will be focusing on a tool, be it a CLI, be it a website, be it another thing. We haven't decided on it yet, but it will basically provide you a way to configure templates easier. So let's talk about the CLI tool. Again, it's not determined, but be it a CLI tool, you will be able to select which template you want to use, add additional palettes or unplug some palettes you wanted to, and then maybe add your own configuration and then press some buttons and it will be deployed. So much more easier developer experience than this one.
Yes. So maybe it's also not determined yet. So what is determined is EVM, DeFi, NFT, and CLI in a bit more future. So it's like 3 to 6 months. After that, we may start some work on EVM-related things because the precompile seems to be non-standardized. Everybody uses their own set. And that's a bit of a problem, because it will make hard times to integrate different networks. And we want to start first like a group of stakeholders. At least currently we can't commit to it because like it's still out of any proposal. But it's like what I wanted to do. Me, Nikita, not like an OpenZeppelin team. A group of people who are interested in making a standard way of how to work with AVM in the Polkadot ecosystem. And then to define the list of the precompiles, to define the set of the differences between like a standard EVM and our EVM. And so to enable the smart contract developers to a predictable behavior, so they would know what they have, what they will have at the end of the day. Yeah. So that's like a more broad thinking what we have in mind.
Well, thank you so much, Nikita and Ozgun. Is there any last questions?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good one. Okay.
I will move away.
Thank you. So I had a bit of trouble understanding that validation code part you just explained in the slides. So yeah, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, you have a relay chain repo, you have a Parachchain repo, and you generate the Parachchain chain spec and give it to the relay chain so it knows that this is the Parachchain it's connecting to, like basically an ID card for the Parachchain.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't understand where the validation code comes into play for all of this, because from what I know, we have collators for the Parachchain who generate the block and the proof of validity. And then the relay chain validators check the proof of validity and add the block to the relay chain, add the block basically if it is valid. So where exactly is the validation code coming into play?
Yeah, so when you are doing a state transition, like when you are sending NU state routes and the changes of the state to the relay chain, from the Parachchain to relay chain, that's when validation code enters the play. Yeah. So basically speaking, yes, your understanding is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. So thank you so much, Nikita and Ozgun. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Round of applause for them, please.